It's a really good opportunity now to really focus on the core moves. So in the activity that we're looking at, it might be a straight pass, diagonal run, and then that player receives to go into there. The other one might be a diagonal pass and a straight run into there. So it's a really good opportunity for you to develop the core moves with your players, especially in these 2v1 activities. My name is Loz Locke. I'm the National Coach Development Lead. Today's session is on in possession, looking at how we can move past the defence. In the session, we're going to look at how we can develop movement skills, but also looking at how we can develop receiving skills with your players. So in the session, 60 by 40 area, working with 12 players. So my end zone, and I might use a side of a 18-yard box to help with an end zone. So going all the way up to the top, and then where I'd have 4 balls as an end zone. There might be times where you've only got 4 and you've got to play with 3 balls, which is fine. And then that's where we use the step principle to use the equipment to modify as much as you want. As the players get into the session, we started off with a 6v6 activity, just to encourage players to play in congested areas. And that's the start of the game. So the aim of the game is for the Blues to receive the ball, their teammates then to start moving into space, where we encourage them now with a player on the ball to either start moving and travelling into space or to play into areas where their teammates might have space themselves. So the activity that we've got set up for 12 players is a 60 by 40 area, where the Blues task is to either, one, when they're in possession of the ball. So if I'm the 7 here and I've got the ball, I can either do 2 things. Task 1 would be to travel into space and in between defenders to drive into that area. Or it might be, if I'm quite tightly marked, is can they play the ball into their teammate there. When the Blues then have got space, their role and their task is to then drive into the end zone there. So that might be one option, or it might be naturally, as the number 4's got the ball here, they may have a defender that comes in, which then allows a pass into that space, into the end zone for the Blues. If there's a transition and they lose the ball, the Blues, then the Yellows, exactly the same, can the number 2 then play the ball into their teammate, and their role then is to knock the ball off to create a goal for their team. Second part of the session is, so we start with the part practice is here, where we have a 2v1, looking at how the players in the blue, so for this instance we're working the blue team, their job is to try and attack this cone, or this coned area. So aim of the game, the yellow would play the ball up, naturally would go and defend and stop the ball from getting into this area here. So it's then looking at the 2 players, how they work together to combine to either play across there, which then allows the teammate to attack. If, however, the defender goes there, it might be then a quick play into there, and it's a combination there into the teammate there. It's a really good opportunity now to really focus on the core moves. So in the activity that we're looking at, it might be a straight pass, diagonal run, and then that player receives to go into there. The other one might be a diagonal pass and a straight run into there. So it's a really good opportunity for you to develop the core moves with your players, especially in these 2v1 activities. Gives lots of repetition, so allows the players to continually work on these core moves. And then for the defenders, if they win the ball, is then can they keep it and attack into the space? And in the activity there, it was when they win it, can they keep the ball? So as you progress with the players, one of the things that we want to cover is 2v2s and 3v3s, looking at underloads and overloads. So in this instance, it's the same activity. So rather than playing 6v6, I might then move your players and play 3v3 on one pitch and 3v3 on the other pitch. So again, it's a parallel practice where you've now also, as a coach, you may have a bit of a zone where you may stand. So as a coach, you'll be able to then get more observation opportunities. So as a coach, you'll stand in the middle there, and your players will be then exactly the same game as before. So it's a 3v3 opportunity. They're probably going to get more touches on the ball, and there's those opportunities now. So when they get the ball there, they may still work on that diagonal pass, straight run, and then they may go into there. As you're observing and you're seeing opportunities, it might be then you may play a 4v3 on that pitch and a 3v2 on that pitch as well. So the activity is the same, the area is still the same. You're now just turning it into a parallel practice where the players now get more opportunities on the ball and to get that 2v1, which we started to look at in the park practice.